We are guided. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I'm very confident.
Yamanche, Miss Nora, Mr. Maswaru, and Mr. Cheriot. You know, we also have Miss Kigi watching brief on behalf of ESCC. Not necessarily. Good standard. Morning, Your Honor. 11 is complete.
Judgment received a little late in the day, but we were very grateful that we received. No, we got it yesterday. When we were reading it, we couldn't tell the size. We couldn't tell its magnitude. When it is not on your computer, this is what it looks like. So we were grateful, and we appreciate it takes some time to clean up a document of this length.
Yes, I do confirm we received the judgment.
Yes, Your Honor. for meeting out a penal sanction, either through a fine or imposing a custodial sentence, is on proportionality, Your Honor. And the court has to consider the gravity of the offense, taking into account the impact as well as the offender's level of responsibility, Your Honor. Your Honor, the accused persons, I must emphasize, stand before this court having been convicted of serious offenses that strike at the very foundation of public trust and integrity. Your Honor, principles that are not only essential to the fabric of our society, but also deeply enshrined in the Constitution of Kenya. Your Honor, Article 1 is very clear that the sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya. In this particular case, Your Honor, the sovereign power belongs to the people of Samburu, who voted in the first accused and whom, Your Honor, after having been voted and sworn in office, undertook an oath of affirmation, Your Honor. And it is very important for me to emphasize what that oath meant to the people of Samburu. Your Honor, the oath was very clear that the first accused person swore that he shall truly and diligently serve the people of Samburu and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the governor of Samburu County. He further affirmed that he shall diligently discharge his duties and perform functions in the said office and will do justice to all in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of Kenya, without fear, favor, affection, or ill will. Your Honor, in regards to the first principle, Your Honor, the prosecution has already submitted that that particular oath that was taken under this Constitution has been breached. Your Honor, Article 10 of the Constitution, which stipulates the national values, emphasizes that leaders should ensure that they are accountable, transparent, create an enabling environment of equity, inclusivity, patriotism. Your Honor, with the conviction that was obtained by the prosecution, Your Honor, the court should consider the two offenses that the first accused was convicted of. One, conflict of interest, and two, the second count on unlawful acquisition of public property, Your Honor. Your Honor, Article 73 of the Constitution demonstrates or defines what conflict of interest is. Your Honor, your well-articulated judgment handled that. My emphasis to demonstrate that the personal gain that the first accused obtained over and above being a state officer and a governor he breached and violated Article 73, Article 73, subsection 2, C. That required the state officer, Your Honor, to give selfless service based solely on the public interest demonstrated by, I'll go to number 2 because I don't want to take a lot of time. The declaration of any personal interest that may conflict with public duties, Your Honor. And therefore, it is our submission that, Your Honor, the amounts that the first accused obtained and gained in the second count of unlawful acquisition of public property in the amount of Kenya shillings 84, 80, yes, 83 Kenya shillings, 83 million, 335, 225, Your Honor. Your Honor, the remuneration and the salary of a governor, the gross salary is 957,000. That the people of Samburu, through the taxes that they have paid, remunerated the governor. Over and above that, Your Honor, the governor gained through that office and the abuse of that office the amount that I've mentioned. So, Your Honor, you should take into consideration that these are acts and omissions that are very grave, serious. Your judgment, Your Honor, has actually made a determination that it was a corrupt act. Your Honor, the second principle that I want to submit on, that we should consider while meting out the sentence,
Corruption and Economic Crimes Act that states that a person who is convicted shall be disqualified from being elected or appointed to a public office for 10 years after the conviction. It is our humble submission that you will consider this section. That is all.
Personally, as we make the decision on sentencing, there are a few issues I want to highlight for the court to consider. I think the first one, as having come from the prosecution, there is no previous criminal record. Although I know my counsel will submit on the legal issues, I just thought that I want to highlight that. Yes, and I will. Yes. The only second is that actually this is the first time we are coming into these issues of anti-corruption issues. And Your Honor, the ruling notwithstanding, I still want the court to consider that there has been a lot of submissions going around that there was no money lost, and that as much as we have declared conflict of interest, it may have fallen short of the expectation of the court. But given the circumstances that we actually did make a declaration, it was our commitment not to concede. It was our goodwill to indicate that Forex Service Station was rated with me and I submitted. It was in existence before elections, and therefore it was not a conduit brought about after elections to swindle the county. But Your Honor, I want the court to consider that I'm a sole breadwinner, family and for my parents. And that as much as the court cannot the penalties indicated, I really believe that get non-custodial as we seek further justice, because I still believe that we are innocent and that God will exonerate us, because we've never had a single shilling from the transaction of Oryx. We must admit that under oath, and God knows. And I'm certain I will be exonerated as much as we undergo the legal justice system. Your Honor, lastly, I don't know why EACC is worried about my contesting forthcoming elections, but I think it is my innate right that I can offer myself for any elective seat pending final determination of the appeal of these matters. And the people of Samburu, who are the voters, will deem necessary for me to get into leadership, it has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. And therefore, probably that is what is been the motivation behind this case. That it is politically motivated, and Your Honor, the court should bring into consideration the further selfish presentation by my accusers, notwithstanding as much as the court addressed as sworn affidavit that there was no wrongdoing. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I wish to state that this is my first time of brushing with the law. Therefore, I request this honorable court to grant me a lenient and non-custodial sentence due to three key reasons. First, Your Honor, on medical grounds. I'm on medication. So, Your Honor, I'm requesting this court to grant me a lenient and non-custodial sentence because of three key reasons. First, I'm on medication on a daily basis because of high blood pressure. Two, Your Honor, I am the sole breadwinner of my family with 10 dependents in my house. 10 dependents in my house, where 3 are orphans. Third reason, Your Honor, I also have a very old mom of mine That reason, Your Honor, I have an elderly mom, 94 years old, who is also sick, bedridden for 8 years. She's being diabetic, with blood pressure. In conclusion, Your Honor, being the proponents of devolution, I have tried very well to make devolution a reality. And it is quite stressing, Your Honor, having worked tirelessly to be here with stress. Therefore, I request you, I humbly request this honorable court to grant me that lenient and non-custodial sentence. Thank you, Your Honor.
also the sole breadwinner for my family. And I have school-going children, some in secondary school, some in college. And they depend on me for their education. Your Honor, I have been trained by this case, as I mentioned here, emotionally, for the last 5+ years. And I got myself into debt, loans, bank loans, and mortgages to move on. I also want to ask you to be lenient on me when sentencing and give me a non-custodial sentence. Thank you, Your Honor.
Major, the 6 accused person. And I'm now, I won't have a 2 months to go for my term at 60. I've been a sick for the last 18 years. I've been sick and diabetic for the last 18 years. And for the last 2 weeks, it became very serious, such that a lot of monitoring has been done by the actual hospital. I attended the hospital on 27th. They did the examination, and I was told to go back so that I would have gone yesterday to collect the results of the previous examination done to me. And I was feeling very bad, actually health-wise. And, but I didn't get time yesterday to go and even collect the results, leave alone the medicine. Your Honor, I wish to say that to be considered in that part, the court to consider my request that I wish to request that I be given to consider, and also having spent a lot for the last 5 years, coming up to this, up and down, doing this, it has costed us, or it has costed me a lot. It has costed me a lot. I have a very large family, very large family. Actually, the marginalized people you are hearing about, very many of them, about to, in my home I have about 14 children, and 8 of them are orphans, and 6 are the siblings of my other children who have not succeeded to get anywhere, who rely on me. And my health condition is also the one that is a threat to me, to my life. Because now it's like that, requires special diet, which actually diet that is total diet, diet that is that must be very well planned, and medicine per time. The pressure recently was very high, and so I was not, I've been very sick, Your Honor. I think there is also a letter from the doctor who was attending me from the hospital, who might have come across that one, because he was continuing, but he didn't finish. Thank you so much. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
And reaffirm that I hold no previous criminal record as affirmed in this court. And as you retire to make your sentencing, I'll pray for a lenient sentencing. I am a family man and the sole breadwinner. I have 3 kids of my own that I'm schooling, 3 other also of my other siblings. I'm also the sole breadwinner of my extended other family, that is the parents.
have a mother who is partially disabled because recently she underwent a hip replacement surgery, and Your Honor, the whole process has really put a lot of financial strain on my finances, bearing in mind that I'm only 36 years old and who has been in gainful or active employment for only 4 years. So, as you retire to make your sentencing, I'll wish and pray that you give me a lenient sentencing. Thank you.
Your Honor, in addition to what you have said, the fourth accused is a 49-year-old lady, also with a family, with children dependent upon her. She's been out of her job since 2018. She left the county. The fourth accused. The ninth accused, similarly, that's why
I went to Samburu, whereby I could sympathize with some situations because where I come from, there are not much charges. That is why I entered into maybe helping some families because of my touch. Everybody has the way one feels about when you see somebody suffering. And I'm trusting this court and I believe it will do justice. Because even if maybe I was now I was contemplating, like if I'm put in probation, if I can put it this way, we've been very good in this court and we've never failed you, Your Honor. I've never been a nuisance in this court. Like, even if I'm given like a probation in this, and maybe needed in court or elsewhere, I avail myself because I've shown that intent. So therefore, Your Lordship, I would wish to be given a fair judgment because we are already there. My only part I can ask is already that. And again, when I came here the first time to be around to talk, I held a Bible. And the last bit I did on the Bible was, may God help me. And even today I'm saying, may God help me through you. Because I know you have the strength to strike over your pen and say, now that I've gone through all this, it cannot work on this. So I'm also praying upon the Holy Spirit to touch on you so that we are able to know, because this was an error. It was a mistake by error. Otherwise, if we had preempted that was to be, maybe we wouldn't have been to this place. Exposure also is an issue, Your Honor. And if we had that kind of an exposure to know, me, I was leader in business. If I knew these other things that happens in the government, maybe I couldn't have found myself here. And again, I was really crying to be given that business by my landlord. Indeed, I cried to him to be given that business because I was too low, Your Honor. And as I've submitted to you, you saw the loans I took. And these are not fabrications. Because even the DPP accepted that, and I brought all the statements on this. And I did that to acquire something to manage my family. I'm a graduate. And I stopped teaching at some stage when I realized there was a gap in Samburu that I could do business. And within then, I went that direction. Not knowing that direction was even to consume what I had accumulated in my youth age. So now, Your Honor, I pray for your lenience as you rest to sentence us. And again, I think I'm done with it, Your Honor. Thank you very much.